Man, it must be a tough day as a Toyota fan these last 48 hours. I mean, we just talked about, of course, Kyle Busch leaving Joe Gibbs Racing to go to Richard Childress Racing, a Chevy rival team, which means also Kyle Busch Motorsports will no longer be a Toyota team. It will now be a Chevrolet team. And now we got word that Brandon Jones, he's leaving Joe Gibbs Racing, meaning leaving and taking all that Menards money and going to Junior Motorsports. Another Chevy team, a Chevy rival team. They're just losing to Chevrolet. But yeah, one thing I wanted to discuss about the fallout from Kyle Busch's announcement is more with, it's a combination of Toyota and Joe Gibbs Racing and the future of it. Obviously, let's begin with Kyle Busch Motorsports. Now, Kyle Busch Motorsports was Toyota's baby. It was TRD's baby. They would bring in numerous drivers that they felt like that they were interested in, invest in them to be able to put them in equipment that they think is worthy of them winning in. They did it with Eric Jones. I think William Byron was more of a Kyle Busch driver bringing in, but there are numerous drivers that came through the grapevine that began at Kyle Busch Motorsports, and in large part had to do with TRD. Now with Kyle Busch leaving, what happens to the future of Toyota and NASCAR and TRD? Well, let's start off with the Cup division. With the Cup division, I want to reference this. I want to make sure I say this. Ty Gibbs is not a bad driver. I do believe that after some point in time, after a couple years, there will be some growing pains, but after a couple years, Ty Gibbs will settle in and he'll be fine at Joe Gibbs Racing. I'm not saying that, and I think some people got the wrong idea. When I said that Joe Gibbs blew it, I said in the sense of they didn't try hard enough, I think, to keep Kyle Busch. When them getting Ty Gibbs is not the end of the world. I think down the line, Ty Gibbs will do a lot of great things for Joe Gibbs Racing, and I think it will even out in the future. I'm just saying right now, things, are going to be rough for Joe Gibbs Racing. Yes, you do have Martin Truex Jr. and Denny Hamlin, but they are up there in age. I'm pretty sure Truex is only going to come back maybe for one more year. Maybe Hamlin's got 2 or 3 more years left in him. I don't know. But Hamlin and Truex ain't going to be there forever. They're only going to be there for a couple more years at least. So there's going to be a lot of change for Toyota. So we talked about the Cup Series. Ty Gibbs, I think, will be just fine after a couple years. He'll get settled in and he'll be just fine. And he'll go out there and compete for wins and championships down the line. I am sure of that. Now let's go to the Xfinity Series. Well, with the Xfinity Series, with Brandon Jones leaving, which was a shock. I was not expecting Brandon Jones to be leaving Joe Gibbs Racing because I thought Brandon Jones had fit right at home at JGR. I mean, he won 5 races so far in Xfinity Series career. All of them have come with Joe Gibbs Racing. In 2020, he won 3 races, including one at Phoenix where he straight up beat Kyle Busch. He's in his mid-20s, in his 7th year of Xfinity competition. I don't know. He's got a lot of years left in him, but I'm surprised he's been in Xfinity for that long. I didn't know he was there since I think 2015 he's been in the Xfinity Series. I thought he was there a lot shorter than I originally thought. But yeah, he's got a lot of years left in him. And he's got a lot of backing on him, with Menards and all Menards associates and things like that. So that's going to help him a lot in terms of his pathway in NASCAR. I could definitely see him replacing Martin Truex Jr. in that 19 car in the very near future. But let's talk about with Xfinity. So Brandon Jones leaving Xfinity. Well, what's going to happen with the Joe Gibbs Racing in terms of Xfinity Series program? Because I don't think it's going to go down the line of Penske or down the line of what happened with Roush. I mean, you have to look at with Penske. I mean, Penske was, I think, a 2 or 3 car team. It had the 12 and the 22. And yeah, I think there was a bit of a promotion with the 60 car for a little bit, but we know how horrendous that went. But you had the 12 car, which was the all-star car basically for Keselowski, Logano, those drivers, and you had the 22, which was Austin Cindric. Well, the 22 left, Austin Cindric, he was promoted to the Cup Series, shut down Penske's entire Xfinity program, and really the only Ford team left in Xfinity Series is Stewart Haas and Stewart Haas Racing in the 98 car with Riley Herbst. That's about it. Could Toyota be going down that same path? And I think it's a big possibility because you have to understand back then they had, I think, 3 or 4 cars. You had the 18 car, which was driven by Daniel Hemrick. The 19 car for the past few years by Brandon Jones. You had the 20 car, which was driven by Harrison Byrne for some time. Well, Jones going to Junior Motorsports. I don't know what's going to happen with the 19 team, but the 20 shut down when Harrison moved up to Cup. Gibbs, he's moved up to Cup. So yeah, that 54 car is now gone. And now you have the 19 car, which is also gone. Is completely vacated. And we don't know anyone that's going to drive for Joe Gibbs in 2023. The 18 team was going to be the All-Star car. Well, now with those seats gone, who is going to take them over? Well, David Wilson did say in an interview with SiriusXM NASCAR Radio that there are still drivers that are under contract with Toyota. There are two different contracts. There are contracts with Kyle Busch Motorsports, there are contracts with Joe Gibbs Racing, and then there are Toyota contracts. Because Kyle Busch Motorsports is going to Chevrolet, drivers like John Hunter Nemechek and Corey Heim, who are Toyota Racing developmental drivers, they sign a contract with Toyota, they will not continue racing at Kyle Busch Motorsports. They're going to have to find a Toyota ride. Well, you lost Kyle Busch Motorsports, so who do you have as a replacement for Toyota's racing development? Now, they could maybe just do it themselves, fund their own Toyota Truck Series program. That's a possibility, but very unlikely, especially in a short amount of time. You could look at, well, what about Thor Sport? Well, the issue with Thor Sport Racing is that they already got 4 full-time trucks available. And I do believe that also down the line, I won't be surprised if you do see drivers that were in another manufacturer maybe switch over to Toyota. It happened with Thor Sport. For the past couple of years, they went to Chevrolet, then Toyota, then Ford, and then back to Toyota. So I won't be surprised if you maybe see a Chevy team, a Chevy truck team become a Toyota team, or a Ford truck team become a Toyota team. It's a possibility. It can't happen down the line, but we're talking about right here, right now, in the future for 2023. Times are looking very bleak as to what can you do for Toyota Racing Development in the Truck Series or in the Xfinity Series. For the Xfinity Series, more than likely, John or Nemechek is going to be either in the 54 or the 19, depending on the money that is involved in it. And at the end of the day, that's the name of the game, is money. Does John or Nemechek have money, or does JGR have money to be able to back a full season for John or Nemechek or for a Corey Heim? Is there any money? Is there any way that you can be able to fully fund by yourself, if there are no sponsors, 2 full cars maybe, or whatever, for both Corey Heim or John or Nemechek? That is the issue that Toyota has put themselves in because of how long this announcement has been. We're in September. You got 8 races left until the season, or I think 7 or 6 for the Xfinity Series. So you have so much time that has been wasted throughout this entire journey just trying to keep Kyle Busch in and Kyle Busch Motorsports in. And now you have Brandon Jones announcing that he's going to be leaving. You have a triple homicide. You lost Jones with major backing from Menards. You now have lost Kyle Busch Motorsports, which was your playground to help fund or help develop TRD drivers. And now you lost Kyle Busch himself, which has had a very close relationship for Toyota for time now. You've now lost all of those assets at your disposal. How is Toyota going to properly replace him? How are they going to take care of the Xfinity division with now Gibbs going to Cup and Jones going to Junior Motorsports? How are they going to take care of that? Are they going to downsize to a maybe 1-car team and just have John Hunter Nemechek take over the 54 car? They probably will maybe keep, or one of the 2 cars, maybe they keep the 18 car as an all-star for Bell, Truex, Hamlin, or Ty Gibbs. He wants to come back, get some more experience. What do you do now? And that is the major question that Toyota have to figure out. It does involve Joe Gibbs, but it's more on just Toyota themselves. How are they going to figure out? How are they going to take care of this whole developmental process in the Xfinity and trucks in the short term? In the long term, they'll figure it out. But right here, right now, how are they going to figure it all out? That is going to be the key thing that I think a lot of us that may not be thinking about but should pay attention to.